For today's Monday motivation, I want to talk about my word choices when it comes to exercise and movement. So, you might have noticed that you will very rarely hear me use the word exercise, although I talk a lot about having a movement practice, using daily movement. Obviously, the business is movement remedies. And I mean, if you anyone who's done Pilates certainly would call it exercise. I mean, it's physical activity that's intended to increase physical fitness and strength and mobility. Even the specific movements are often called exercises. Um, the reason I don't use that word typically is because in my own life, and I think I speak for many when I say that the word exercise has been sort of loaded. Um, it felt when I thought of exercise, I thought of um, an obligation that I had to kind of complete a task. Exercise was just kind of putting in the time or putting in the steps or tracking my calories burned in order to sort of make me feel like I had done enough in order to feel content with myself or, you know, deserving of a meal. So because of my sort of disordered history with food and with exercise, I choose not to use that word. Um, I also think that movement has value even if it wouldn't be classified as exercise. So things that we do to release tension, like a shake of the arms, or things that we do that are just breath related, doing a big twist and a stretch back. That might not be an exercise according to many people's definitions, but it is definitely valuable movement. And I also like to use movement because just moving as a verb, as a concept, is like a fundamental part um, of human life. So if I were to tell you that, you have to do a certain number of exercises or certain kinds of exercises, I think it's really easy. It's like a trick of the brain to just say, well, that's not essential. It's an exercise. It's like it's extra, it's plus. Whereas certain movements are are part of just daily life. Like you have to move to get out of your bed. You have to move to use the toilet. You have to move to make dinner. You have to move to get groceries. Um, so just like locomotion, the physical transport of your body from like one place to another. I mean, that used to be like our main source um, of physical activity because we didn't have vehicles and things. So I just think moving is so close to um, our humanness, our primal nature. I think people can. There's just like a visceral connection to the word move. Like yes, I have to. Yeah, I'm meant to move. I will move my body. Um, when we don't move, when we're kind of really sitting still at a desk for a long time, I think most people don't feel good. Um, we associate getting up and moving with feeling rejuvenated, with feeling energized, with maybe taking a new like trying to freshen our thinking. You're getting stuck in a rut of thinking, you can't solve a problem and you're kind of churning over it. A lot of times people will, get up and move as a way to change their vantage point, change where they're sitting, change their location, and a movement from one place to another can also be a new outlook on life. So I love the broad application of it. I love the fact that I don't have to explain to people why it's important because I think each of us understands very intrinsically like why I'm moving is necessary. Um, you know, to be unable to move is to be bedridden, really. And so anything in between is movement. So that's why I choose not to hone in on exercise, which has sort of like I think, like a connotation of something regimented to it, which it feels like homework, like homework exercises. Um, it's as if we're doing something to like practice being better at it. Um, and you know, in a way, we're trying to be better at moving, but we want moving to feel good. And I think when we try to focus on the exercise, we lose sight on the inherent knowledge that is just part of who we are as a human. And what I want is for people to tap into that well of primal, just natural knowledge of what movement is for your body. And so tapping into that is getting into your movement. Um, Metronome, sometimes I refer to it, you know, your sort of like inner language around how your body wants to be mobile. Um, so yeah, that's a bit of a meandering just chat about my feelings on using movement rather than exercise. And I encourage you to seek the language that helps you feel most connected to your body and most enticed to move. Talk to you soon.